Welcome back to some professional Starcraft 2 from the King of Battles decider matches, where we decide who's good and who's not. Essentially, who deserves their spot in the big money and the playoff bracket, and who will go home. And now, you might not expect to see these players, either of them, going out so early, but at the end of the day, with this many good players, somebody has to lose. But first, let me introduce the eternal challenger, the breaker of brackets, the underdog from Dragon Phoenix Gaming, which is just kind of objectively the best team name in the history of all time. It's Cure. And in the top left, the Slayer of Serral, the fastest man in StarCraft. And with that winning smile and even more winning strategies, it is Reynor, looking to earn his chance to make Serral disappointed in himself once again. Now, my favorite part of Serral versus Reynor is every time Reynor wins, because then you go on Twitter 2 minutes later and they've both written a tweet where Reynor usually is like, "Ah, so good, so excited, oh my god," and Serral's like, "Really disappointed myself, not happy with my result, gonna practice forever, 15 hours a day, and I'm gonna really break down those games and really show good games for the fans next time and make sure I take first instead of second." And that all happens in those 2 minutes afterwards. But Serral's not in this game, believe it or not. It's Cure. Cure is... he's the everyman's pro gamer. He takes strategies that you can use and you might use at home, and he uses them in these matches. And he has the execution, he has the decision making. It's just, okay, that seems a little excessive, Cure. Actually, now that I look at it, he just brought his barracks all the way out there. There's no reactor. Can you do this? Wait, I thought this is illegal. This has to be illegal. He has 3 command centers, no reactor. He has 3 marines. He just built 3 marines. Like, this is one of those games that Reynor could just build. Like, go full platinum and build like 20 Zerglings and deny the natural for like at least a couple minutes. I think Reynor's a little confused. Like, aren't you supposed to have a reactor? And a wall, maybe, of some kind? This is about as macro as your average Terran is willing to get. No starport, 1 gas. We don't go with the no gas nowadays, because you kind of just die to a strong gust of wind and maybe existential dread as opposed to actual units. But going for a 3rd CC before a 2nd gas, before a starport. His command center's done about the same time as Reynor's 3rd hatch, and hatcheries are significantly cheaper. Will this be the mine build? He loves his mine build. We got double racks on the way. 2-1-1. Looks like where we're gonna land with it, and pretty quick as well. About as quick as you can get with 3 CCs. That's kind of the point of this build. But the 2-1-1, the classic. 16 Marines, give or take. Couple medevacs, stim, and micro. Will Reynor have what it takes to deal with it? Or will he find himself caught off guard by the sharp timing? There's a lair, a roach horn. I think at this point, Reynor saw the 3rd command center. He's like, "Is this mech?" And that's a legitimate concern, because You don't float your racks to kill the Overlord. You don't go 3 CC. You don't show Hellions, and then you go bio. That's so weird. It's weird. I say that with like an underline, italicized, and bolded. I don't care how it looks. It's weird. There's no Baneling nest on the way. There is an armory though. Wait, whoa. Is Cure? Yeah, there's no Baneling nest. He thinks this is mech. So these 2 medevacs will come as a surprise. It's not like roaches can't deal with it. Cure's gonna go into double factory. He loves his mines. He's the... Well, everyone else is out here playing Starcraft, and Cure's playing Minecraft. And you know what? It's definitely better for your sanity. I will say that. So now combat shields and drilling claws are on the way. Whereas roach speed with 1-1... Oh, brother! Remember when we had one more range? Shh, Karen. You know why. You shouldn't have showed off so much. Anyways, the queens and lings should be enough here. And it's not like Reynor saw this and then decided, I'm gonna switch it up. No, it looks like he's hit 66 drones. This is a brick timing right here. He's balling up all his roaches into a fist, and he wants to throw it through the face of Cure. And if Cure is going for his cutesy mine drops and small amounts of bio, and then Reynor comes across the map swinging with 100 supply of roaches, well, as a TERRAN player, you're not going to have a great day. I will put it that way. This is kind of a just go kill him kind of style. And I think Reynor doubled down on it when he saw the medevacs. Drilling claws is done. I like how Cure doesn't even try to drop before that. He's just waiting out for his moment. Oh god. 1, 2, 3, 12! Why did I say it like that? That was disproportionately loud, but Reynor doesn't care. The roaches are already out, and he's on the SCVs. There's really, like, there's not a single Marauder. There's not 1-1. Well, yeah, that works. You can kill Widow Mines with Corrosive Bile, and it looks like Reynor going to demonstrate. But meanwhile, 18 SCVs have died. Reynor's starting to chew through, but there's kind of drops everywhere. Widow Mines slaughtering drones. Cure is supply block, but he's holding the line. The supply depot's choking off. Oh, Brenda! Ah! Well, we didn't want to be at home anymore. That's fair. That's fair. It wasn't that long a walk. Anyways, what's happening? Oh my god! Who forgot detection? Ah! Who's running this attack? Meanwhile, Reynor at 700 APM, but still struggling to deal with all of these prongs on this spork attack. Roaches slowly coming out. Now, there's no detection here, but the Ravagers are slowly trying to clear out the minefield as the mines recharge in a deadly horror. Oh my god. Queens. Meanwhile, more mines. The drops. Reynor, both players have 40 workers. What are you doing? Joanne, come back! I don't want to live in a world without knitting needles. I don't... Reynor's really struggling with the lack of overseers. If he had brought a couple overseers, this game might already be over, but instead, it's very much in doubt. Kira's been denied here. Oh my god. Another queen dies. Meanwhile, Cure working. The last queen, no! The whole crew has been slaughtered. 3 medevacs have come together and extracted from Reynor's base. This is looking like an early Legacy of the Void game, when players were still going heavily into Roach Ravager, and Terrans were struggling to defend it. Because the Terran army, like Biotank is just better. Pound for pound, supply for supply, mineral for gas. Not that. That's not even. But the Marine Medevac Marauder tank army in a heads-up fight, in a fair fight, wins with relative ease. That's why you don't take a fair fight. That's why you get as many roaches and ravagers and you try to break down their production before they can ever get it up and running. But Reynor did not win the game. I know, it's crazy, but the game is still happening. So, that means Cure, while he took a bruising here, he's got 2-2 on the way quicker than Reynor. He did a lot of economic damage, and Reynor doesn't have mules, a source of continual dismay. Might I add, possibly most important, and that's not just my personal bias, okay, it's partially my personal bias. He killed not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 of those queens. Reynor was committed. He pulled the queens into the attack. And that was all of his queens. He's down to 2. It's not like he had plenty back at home. That means the larva production is down, and Reynor isn't able to continually leverage not only just rebuilding drones or whatever economy he might have, but he doesn't have an advantage there anymore. So despite the supplies, Reynor, I think, is in a lot of trouble right now, because there's almost no way to really break what Cure has. And Cure, there's no anti-air. What, are you going to whip out a few corrosive biles and hope he flies into them? It's not impossible, but it's unlikely. Who's flanking who? Whose flank is it? Okay, I mean, that's not enough. If Reynor can deny the third. Oh, no, stop. No. That's my statement and testimony. No. 2 words. N-O. No, stop it. Reynor, go home. Get an infestation pit. Not to angry coach this, because it comes from a place of love. Who can't love Reynor? All right, like, come on, look at him. I don't know. Come on. But we know this. We learned there's a reason Roach Ravager isn't used anymore. Fungal used to just in all its infinite power stun units. That way you could line up the corrosive bile wombo combo, whereas all the Marines and the medevacs had to sit there and watch. But no longer is that horror story very, very likely. Now Fungal doesn't stun, and just generally infestors well. Reynor's going for it. He's got 2 angles. The supply depot's zoning out. That's a lot of tanks. The bio army holding the ground on the ramp. Corrosive bile's raining down, but the only thing truly plummeting is Reynor's supply. The bio will chase as a Zerg, and by the way, on the other side of the map, the Roach Warren sniped off, and with it, the unit that Cure has been leaning on, the unit he's been upgrading. He can't even build more Ravagers. And Reynor took his shot. It's not nearly, remotely, even pretending to be enough. Reynor, now the supply reflects the true story. That attack was probably the best he could hope for, but at some point the Terran army becomes too much to handle, and the decisions, and this is a very hard call to make. But the decision is either try to sit back and defend against someone who's guaranteed to get away, like with those medevacs, or try to put together an attack while you still have a supply advantage. And usually you go for the attack, but it's hard to make it work against that many siege tanks. So now Reynor has no choice but to sit back. He has no choice but to defend, because he does not have the army to attack. And that means Cure can get his 3-3, he can max out, he can... if I was Cure, I wouldn't get fancy. And Cure knows Cure better than most people. Maybe all people, including Cure. Because can you ever truly know what... Anyways. He's got the upgrades, he's got the arm, he's got a 4th on the way. All he's got to do is lock this down and make sure he doesn't eat the corrosive biles. Marine Marauder. Targeting. Cure! Stop! No! Okay, well, Reynor just... Cure likes to make things interesting, okay? That wasn't nearly enough corrosive vials to really turn the tides, but a few roaches on the other side. Reynor suddenly back up in supply. There's no hatchery here, but there's nowhere left to mine from. While Cure's making a game of it, Reynor has a whole... Wow, that's a lot of Ravagers. Do the tanks have upgrades? He doesn't have, surprisingly, any mech weapons, which would be very nice. Oh, well, Tunneling Claws is done. Cure should know. Yeah. Reynor is doing a whole great job of not dying. But that's much different than winning. It's a long way off. There's no other tech. There's not even, like, he's got burrow move, and for a player like Reynor, the burrow move roaches are the closest you're gonna get to being able to utilize that 1,000 APM. But these are just not the most micro-intensive units. He's trying to maneuver a bathtub through a speedboat race with, like, he's paddling with his feet. He's paddling very quickly, but it's still his feet. And somehow Reynor will break the tanks, but there's not even a hatchery here, or it was just killed. The corrosive vials are raining down. Oh my god. Jimmy! All right. Look away! Look away! Yeah. We were trending that way for a while. But at the end of the day, I think the defining characteristic, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go full Illuminati here. The entire game, shh, the entire game depended on the barracks floating. What do I mean? So when you float a barracks and you go 3cc, like 86.6 repeating, that's mech. Reynor's like, that's mech. He sees the barracks float, he sees the 3rd CC, he builds a roach horn, he goes for 1-1. Then Cure hits him with the double metavag drop, and Reynor's like, okay, I guess roaches. And from that point, he kept going roaches. And he almost found his timing, but a player like Reynor is wasted on roaches. Roach Ravager. Like that's like putting, well, that's whenever Special posts a picture of food and Reynor comments on it. I don't have that on hand, but I forget what he did to pizza. I think he put, like, chocolate sauce or something on pizza, and then he microwaved it, and then Special, like, posted this on Twitter, and then Reynor wrote a dissertation on why Special is a terrible person. As an Italian, that is his obligation. And maybe just a citizen of the world, but especially as an Italian. So what I'm trying to say is, Roach Ravager is like whatever Special does to his pizza, mostly to annoy Reynor, and not that beautiful Italian pizza that we know Reynor to be. Finely crafted with great care, but also surprising speed. And I think that summarizes that game better than I ever could otherwise. And a lot of cheese. Yes, okay. There you go. And we brought it all around. Maybe too ham-fistedly again. Or ham-pizza. Don't make me break out the pineapple composition. Oh, that'll get people going. So I don't think we'll see Roach Ravager, even maybe against Mac. I think that game, I I could almost feel, at this point, I'm definitely projecting, but I could almost feel Reynor annoyed with having Roach Ravager as his army composition. He goes burrow move, he's like, I guess I gotta try something. But at some point, you get the Roach Ravager. If you hold on to the Roach Ravager, Roach Ravager is like a one-night stand, okay? You have a nice night, and you hope they're gone in the morning. Because you wake up and we're in the late game, you're just going to have an uncomfortable day at best. Like, Roach Ravager is, like, you do not want it to call you. You do not want it to go to Hive Tech. You just want it, okay, we won game 1, let's move on. Let's win the series now. And now we've stretched this about as far as we could, and I'm not even going to tie that into anything. As for, what is Kira doing? Kira's like, well, Reaper Micro is just too complicated for me, so I'm going to just go for Marines every game. Literally, though, like, both games, no Reaper. Kira, on the other hand, is like, I want it simple. Give me a potato. A baked potato? No, raw. And a little salt. Are you sure? Like, yes. Thank you. Kamsamnida. And that was that. It's a Hellbat push. It's a the cheese pizza of builds. All it is a Hellbat push. Like, no frills, no fancy units. He's got a medevac, he's got an armory, and he's building, like, he's not really trying to hide it. Now I'm just hungry, okay? Like, for victory. No. Maybe potato. Well, we'll see. A few Marines in the medevac. Alright. So, if you don't have a... There's a Roach Warren on the way. I think Reynor may have been convinced this was mech again, but instead, he's now dead. Okay, so this is... No, don't attack! This is not going to hold this for long. Yeah. They did... Hello! Hello! Hello, is anyone home? Yeah, this is, and it's like, you can't make a pizza with just cheese! Kira's like, this is actually a potato. Which fits me. I was born a potato. I continue to be a potato. And now burn in a fiery potato fire. Or really, like, this just doesn't, it's not even funny anymore. I just can't stop thinking about it. There goes 19 drones. Reynor's down 30 supply. He's... and Kira's on match point. Reynor just kind of... Well, it looks like Reynor's overcooked. Reynor is just not expecting... Like, Kira's not being subtle at all. Kira's pulling out builds that, like, are 2014 level subtlety. Like, I'm gonna go 3cc into bio. I'm gonna do a Hellbat push. Reynor's like, wait a second, is this some sort of 3cc mech push? No, it's a Hellbat push. I think we will see Overlord speed next game. I think Overlord speed is on the menu. Otherwise, this will be a short meal. All right, Cure. This is time for a proxy race. Come on. I'd like an extra side with cheese. Okay. Give me a number 4. No. Make that quarter pounder. Number 5. Moving on. Extra dip. No, stop it. Yeah, Reynor's scouting for proxy rags. I don't like. This is the game. Obviously, this is the game for the proxy rags. He's being real diligent about it. He really wanted, like, that wasn't a, I'm scouting because it says to do so in the guide. No. That was a, yeah, I better not lose 3-0 to a proxy Rex. If I, like... But he won't, because there is no proxy Rex. Cure is back to the Reapers. And at this point, I think Reynor fears the Reaper. He doesn't... Reynor has to be, like, you're not supposed to be down 2-0 versus Cure. That's not how this is supposed to go. That's actually a real awkward scenario. When will Cure get his credit? The thing is, it depends on which Cure shows up that day. Is it, like, essential oils, or is it a vaccine? Because some days Cure looks like he's playing at the... He should be at the kids' table, and some days Cure is, Well, he's beaten every good player inside. He beat Serral. He's beaten Maru. He's beaten Innovation. He's beaten Parting. But the next time they play, like, the player you think of as the better player crushes them. Like, he's just got to string it together. Will this finally be his time? Reynor would be another skull to add to his list of skulls. Or his collection. Right next to his prized potatoes. Under them, of course, in order of priority. There it is! Overlord Speed, or as the experts know it as, Overlord Speed. Nobody calls it Pneumatized Carapace. I'm gonna type that into Google, because all I can think is Pneuma... How do you even spell it? Okay. I wanna... Like, I think the P is silent, because that's how English works.
Pneumatized carapace.
Yeah, what's the point of the P? It's like ghosts in the Diamond League. They're there. You can see them, but nobody uses them for anything useful. Don't lie to me, Diamond Leaguers. Okay. It's like the S in island. You mean island? Because there's water, and that is land. You fool. God, pronounce it correctly. Oh. The Reaper just died in, like, the only place it could possibly die. Overlord Speed, not surprising to have found. He didn't see the lair. Maybe this is why Cure doesn't build Reapers, by the way. A handful of Zerglings. Oh, but the Hellions, we've seen this before. This has become, like, Terran players, take your notes. If you're only going to build 2 Hellions and go bio because you don't want to micro, or do a Hellbat all-in, just jam them in between. This is like having 2 Adepts. I can't believe... It's always interesting when the races steal, like, tactics from one another, because they have tactics that are relatively similar. This is just like having 2 Adepts at your third. Like in Protoss versus Zerg especially. I guess Terrans don't experience that much. All the entertainment for Protoss, but... Like, just having a couple units tucked in, suddenly Zerglings can do... Like, you're going to need a lot of Zerglings, and a bunch of them are going to die anyways. But we've only really seen that. Brenda! Okay, the Zerglings are here. Some creep clearing, and it looks like going into the 6-minute mark. We actually... What is with you and the Widow Mines, Cure? I mean... Let's... I will say Widow Mines. Widow Mines and Lurkers are two underutilized units. And Widow Mines are used a lot. But Cure just shows like, no. You should be using them more. Well, most of the Marines get out there. And Widow Mines are actually ridiculous. And they're already very good. It's just not many players commit nearly as much to, where is it? Where are my memes? Jimmy, get out my meme binder. We're having that kind of series. With a Spire on the way. Hey, what? Why is it the whole screen? But with a Spire on the way. The way you can kind of define how a game like this is going is that Brenda... Oh, no. Joanne's dead again. Just like her department store chain. Actually, I think there's still plenty of Karens out there. Right, Karen? Don't talk to me about my knitting needles! I'm still mad! There wasn't a warranty! And the Widowmine drop. One drop cleared up, but that was the bait and switch. And I'm pretty sure a Muta died to mines as well here. Oh my god. Reynor is 100% going select all army. He just dragged all the mutas back to deal with that one drop. Oh, he dodges a hit! Do it again! Oh my... I mean, that was a nice, cute move there. But the amount of attention, the amount of time, the amount of energy going into dealing with these mines, they're not that expensive. 75-25... That's 25 minerals more than a Baneling. You're like, but a Baneling is 25-25. Come on, think a little harder. How many minerals is a Zergling? And a Baneling, now this is very sad, only attacks once. And always gets at least one kill. Hey, it's their purpose in life, okay? Widowmine's not guaranteed to get a kill, so... Widowmine's coming in. Cure. Can't stop the drop. That's some real... Oh my god. The Baneling strucketh by the mines. And 10 drones in the last minute have suffered at their missiles' metaphorical hands. Banelings dying to mines is a painful role reversal for the Zerg. 11 drones. I don't even know where all the mines are. Oh my god, Brenda, what? Why are we scouting here? Finally, it goes down. The 2 more queens die. Well, actually, maybe just 1. There have been 2 queens total. But, despite losing 19 drones, Reynor's at 85. Heading towards max out. He's got the 2-2 a little quick. We gotta look at the bigger picture. Okay, wide angle lens. Up your field of view till it has that weird fisheye effect. Cure has 2-2 on the way, but Reynor, his +2/+2 a little quicker overall. He dodged a Widowmine shot. What a god. Infestation pit. Cure has 80 SCVs to 93 drones, so we're at a high economy game. But Reynor has survived to this point without a significant disadvantage either in unit composition, upgrades, or economy. In fact, I give him a slight advantage in all of those things. He's got his infestation bit, which means there's going to be a window, not that large of one. Actually, maybe not a window at all with 3-3. But we're a long way out from that. As both players are heading towards a max out, the creep has reached about halfway across the map. And both players, I mean, they're maxed out. We're going to be fighting up into the 2-2 upgrades. There's only 2 medevacs with this because Kira's been dropping all over the place. He's got to be a little careful with how often he's stimming. Catches a Widowmine drop. If you can undercut the momentum that these drops create, if you can stop playing catch-up and start being proactive in your life, and also in StarCraft, then you're going to feel a lot better. The overlords are well spread. The one or two of the Widowmine drops was cut down, and now mutas. Okay, there are no Widowmine. Oh, Brett, why? Gets hit by the only mine every time, Karen. You walk right into it, and you complain about all of this. Cure attacking. Reynor, you can't just let him in. This isn't Canada. The depot is down, negating the entire purpose of the wall. We explode into action and attack towards the north. Banelings trickle in. The Widowmine spread is good. Cure lost some SCVs, but not nearly a critical number. 72 is perfectly fine where he's going. Reynor starts his 3-3. Widowmine's at the back looking for more connections. Banelings rolling through. The spread is great. I can't believe it's not a charcuterie board finally selected by the Italian Reynor himself. But driven back. Cure at 166 supply. Reynor continually building the links. Widowmine goes off, splashes over all the Mutalisks. But there's not enough anti-air. Reynor drives Cure back to the third. He finally finds a victory. And Cure is driven off the map back to his corner. And this does not bode well. This is not... Reynor is at 200 more APM, which really... TERRAN just generally, especially against Ling Bane, you just naturally have more APM because you're building more units. And ZERG has a little higher APM from injects and creep spread and all those fancy things. But Cure is not one of the quicker... What is this? What is the wall of barracks here? Is going to... Well, there is a Thor drop. Cure loves doing this. Just chasing mutas with Thor drops. Is that what I think it is? Mm-hmm. One of my favorite tactics. It still works when the game heats up like this. Oh, Widowmine's finding connections. Cure working forward. 3-3 is quicker for Reynor, so there's going to be no advantage there. Cure's going to have to micro his way out of this one, which is a concerning situation for him. Ultralit's Cavern is done. Kindness Plating's on the way. Cure's at least driving the creep back to half map. He's got plenty of bases. Reynor has not done critical economic damage. He's working towards those center bases. The muta count at 25. Oh! The Widowmines come into play, but not enough of them. It takes 4 hits in quick succession to actually make all those mutas explode. Cure's wishing he invested in 4 Widowmines here. Is it just me? Oh my god. Oh god. This entire game has warped my sense of perspective. Wait, yeah, it was tilted, right? I'm tilted. Everyone's tilted, especially Reynor after those first 2 games, but he's finding his footing. All the orange upgrades, which, just like in World of Warcraft, means they're the best. Of course, it goes green, blue, purple, and then orange. A few mutas cut down there. He's lost a dozen. He finds himself with nearly 2 dozen, though, still. The mines, well spread. The Marines micro back. The Banelings trickle through, and here comes everyone else. No planetary here to hold the line. The mutas come in for cleanup duty. The mines have been cleared out. The overseer's overhead. But much of the bio-army heading for Reynor's extraneous bases on the other side of the map. There's Baneling mines as well. Remember that one time 7 years ago when Scarlet hit the Baneling mines? It was so epic. And why doesn't anybody use Baneling mines? Because they take a lot of attention to make payoff. But Cure is kind of... Oh my god, where did they come from? I can't tell if those were mines or if those were there the whole time. But a whole lot of Marines melted. 20 SCVs have gone down. Cure is struggling to put enough supply on the table, whereas Reynor has his table full. Probably not with chocolate cheese pizza. Choco cheese, for short. Not to be confused with Chuck E. Cheese, which is where pizza, childhood, and basic sanitary guidelines go to die. High-sec auto-tracking and Neil Steel armor. The late-game upgrades, +3 flyer attack. We've got the Usain Ultralist now. Ultralist speed complete. Oh my god, it's happening. You see, like, this is why people don't go for Baneling Mines. What was that, like 12 Marines? One Widow Mine can kill more than 12 supply of Zerglings. And that happened, like, that was good. But it looked a lot worse than it was. People don't run around with dozens of Marines all clumped up anymore, alright? Not since the olden days. Not even Cure. But Cure is maxed out. He's a macro man with a macro plan, but Reynor has money in the bank. He's got units to burn. He's got 93 drones, but 0 fucks. Right now, the Ultra is crashing through. Wait, there's no flank. There's no flank. The Changelings, I'm not sure if they're helping or hurting there. They're just kind of exist. I thought there was something coming in from the back. Another round. The Changelings, I think, are hurting Reynor here. They're hurting him as well. Just grouping him into a... Okay, so that... You can trickle in 50 supply of units at a time, but Cure's 100 supply, all concentrated, is going to be more effective. The Mutas are cutting off some of the reinforcements. They're dangerous. The Ultras, like... It's hard to tell exactly how much of this is Cure's... The Changelings are making these fights a little harder to judge. The Widow Mines hit everything underneath. Another Widow Mine. It's hard to tell. The command... Get out of the way! Down in front! It looks like the Mutas, the Ultras, and whatever else is trickling out of these hatcheries should be enough to drive Cure off the field for now. And Reynor is still maxed out. He's got money in the bank. He's also... Oh, I thought he lost a lot more than that. He's lost a couple thousand more gas. He's lost 328 Zerglings, but the 178 Marines as well. The Widow Mines. And they don't stop. And they don't stop firing. Finally, the Muta count. About to have +3 flyer attack. Ooh. Those are dangerous Mutas. Now, of course, Fragile as well. He's lost 25 of them, but he's rebuilt most of that. And if any unit could be utilized, more like mutilized by Reynor. Okay, I'm leaving. Can't we just land? It's too cute to land. Meanwhile, the Muta's terrorizing the SCVs. And this planetary is dead. Cure is kind of... He's got his forward operating base set up. But... Oh my god. Now... The mines! Oh, everybody scrambles! Workers are dying. Wow. Those Mutas do a lot of damage. But he did lose 12 more Mutas. Oh god, it's a bloodbath. And despite that bathtub, wait, at some point there was a bathtub metaphor, but this series has gone on to a point. I don't remember which game it was. I don't think it was this one. Yeah, this is not going to work. You're super dead here. It kind of, it looked like he was teetering, and now... Reynor, come on. Oh, what? Just unburrows. Okay. Forgot the hotkey for a second. I mean, they kind of held off. Oh, the mines! And even with the armor, the turrets just... They're shredded by the Mutas. And it looks like Reynor will not be cleanly swept. In fact, it will not be clean anything. It's very, very messy right now. Reynor has a hatchery here, and drones just came from... I have no idea where those drones came from, but a very awkward angle. There's no command center in the main. Just something to point out. Cure's still struggling, but Reynor has money in the bank and he's maxed out. Cure just has to accept his death, and we can move on. Any moment now, he will. I don't know. Maybe with some good Widow Mines. No. This is beyond Widow Mines. Even if every Widow Mine got a max radius hit, this is beyond Widow Mines now. GG. Reynor, I don't know if I want to call it a win, but he didn't lose. And that's what's important. 2-1. Going into Romanticide. Jimmy, can we... There you go. Reynor looking more like himself that last game. Cure also looking like himself that last game. Oh my god, it's a 2-Rex. I love it. The strategical genius. Of course, not the 2-0 game, but the 2-1. This is kind of an awkward map overall. I don't know if that factors in, or if this was the plan all along, or maybe it just struck him. But... Oh, Reynor's going pool first. It's a 4-Rex. Okay. So Reynor's going pool first with gas, and the gas is very important. If you don't have gas, there's still this awkward scenario where even though you have Zerglings quickly, the amount of Marines can catch you off guard. But with gas, it's likely he'll have some sort of tech that can eventually overwhelm the Marines. Reynor's not going to scout this location. It's pretty far out. What, is Reynor immediately going to go roaches, or is this Zerglings? It's roaches. Okay. Meanwhile, Cure is just building away. He's not even going for an orbital. I don't know if he's going to save up for it, but this is... I mean, 4-Rex is as committed as you can get. He may just pull the boys. And Reynor, despite having that, like... This is almost just rolling the dice for both sides. This is Reynor doing an early pressure on a relatively short rust distance map to try to pick up at least a huge advantage, if not a free win. And Cure's kind of doing the same thing. I think it really, really depends on... this depends on whether Reynor sees it before it's at his natural. Like, if Reynor, who still hasn't scouted, there's no expansion. Like, as soon as these Zerglings and Cure's gonna go, but Reynor will have the information here. Yeah, Reynor, okay, alright, everyone. Uh-huh. So, you have depots, but no barracks and no orbital. What could it be? Well, here they go. The roaches are just chilling in the main. Reynor can give up the natural. There's no orbital, which means there's no just, like, trying to trade. All he has to do is live. The Overlord! Ah! 3 HP! If that dies, he's actually supply blocked hard. And you can't really afford to build anything extraneous. Oh my god. Nothing's going right for Cure here. Between Reynor's choice of build, and that Overlord living, the Zerglings coming in at like nearly the last moment. And now there's just enough like he just went roaches, which are just better. Like against unupgraded Marines. Well, so and Cure, if he had an orbital, Okay, maybe. He did not. He did not have an orbital. Obviously. So... this is bad. Reynor has enough roaches to walk across the map and win the game. I'm not sure that he wants to risk, like... there's a small chance he gets caught off guard and the roaches don't trade as well as he needs them to. But he saw there wasn't an orbital. Cure's just gonna go for Marauders, which, I mean, why not?
Hello there.
Well, he doesn't know exactly what it is. But, oh my god, the Viet Cong Marines. Reynor scouts with only a couple roaches. Oh, hello! This is such an awkward fight. The Marauder's adding so much damage. But, like, there's no amount of... even if all of these... like, that went way better for Cure than it ever had any right to be. But he's still in an impossible position. There's no, like... it's a known quantity. You can only build so many Marines. Oh, he did mine this. I guess that avoids going up a ramp, but, like, he did mine out that area. But at the end of the day, all he has to do is not... they're two spines. The spines on their own are too much. Reynor just keeps sending out a trickle of Zerglings. Cure, he kind of drew the short straw here. Where he went for the 4 racks against a... near perfect count. Like, Reynor couldn't have picked a better build to counter this if he knew it was coming. Maybe he did. Maybe he strongly suspected. But the like macro roach pressure, which is designed to go like that's designed to both 1, deal with any early racks, and 2, potentially force a 1 base out of Cure, because it's gonna hit, like, it's probably gonna delay the second command. If not, at least force it to lift. So that is... Cure kind of just flipped the coin and lost there. It not even flipped the coin. He rolled like a d6. And sometimes your opponent rolls the hard 6. And that's what Reynor did there. Like, he executed it well, but as soon as those roaches came out, Cure's chances plummeted. So it's 2-2. It looked like Cure was just gonna walk away with it. He said, "Don't mind me." But Reynor said, "I do mind. I don't die that easy. Like a roach." Which gives me an idea. What are you gonna do? Are we back? Like, so, every game, we're gonna draw over generalizations here. Every game that Cure has moved out with barracks units to put any pressure on Reynor, he's lost. What do I mean? There was a Reaper and then there was a Proxy Rex. The games before that, he went for weird, like, Marine builds into... well, game 1 was just that 3cc bio timing, and game 2 was a Hellbat all-in. So, will Cure go back to the no early game micro builds, which seem to suit him? And will Reynor invest in that Overlord speed again? Which, it's been 2 games now since that Death Aura game. Will he remember that all you gotta do is figure out what's happening? And even though Cure might do some damage, he just doesn't really have that overwhelming micro to compete. Reynor is a better micro player than Cure is. That is true almost anyone Cure plays against. But that's why his both decision making and he does these builds that I don't know. I've never seen any other Terran like this entire year, especially since the Widowmines. The Widowmine buff. Widowmines now are automatically cloaked once you have an armor. As opposed to requiring drilling claws. I have not seen a single other Terran go for those 2 factory builds, even since the buff. And Cure's like, no, Widowmines are very good. I'm gonna go Widowmines. And while they didn't win him the game, they do a lot for him. He plays to his strengths. There is a Reaper. Will it kill? Will it kill a Ling? It killed a Ling! Alright, everyone! We did it! Pack it up! It's all over! Good job, everyone! Two Lings. Okay. Wrap it up. Wrap it up! We're done here. And he's not even Clem. What an uneven game. Every single unit lost has been on Reynor's side. 100% of the losses. Infinitely more resources. Infinite percents. Reynor struggling to maintain the cost efficiency required to compete. He didn't go for Overlord speed this time. There isn't any immediate threat, but he's going... Okay. He's going for the Baneling Nest. He's not defaulting to the Roach Warren this time. Which means we're going to be looking at a more Ling Bane and probably Muda unit composition. The lair timing will be spotted. The second gas. Just go to the natural. Why? Like, what are you going to try to... No, he doesn't get out. He dies.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Though, it got most of the information it needed, and it was kind of a formality there, as the Reaper is born to die. It's called a Scouting Reaper, not a Tactical Assault Reaper, though it tried that at the start of the match. Spire. No Evo chambers yet at all. Like this, it's not going to be a Spire all in. Where's the Baneling speed, Reynor? Reynor. Centrifugal hooks. Baneling speed. Because when they have the hooks, they can do the rolly move. Because the hooks grab forward. In like, imagine that out of each of these, little hands pop out. Just a little, like, and that's how they do it. That's how they roll forward. If you get Baneling speed, which Reynor is not doing and is concerning me greatly. Oh my god, I switched from my camera to Mapu's camera. The best observer in StarCraft, right, Mapu? And Mapu was looking at the same thing zoomed in. I swear I was switching cameras there. Mapu knows what's up with that. But it's all about the Mudas. Yeah. There's no Baneling speed. And without Baneling speed, this army is dangerous. There aren't Hellbats, but without Baneling speed, even on creep, you struggle to actually connect with the Marines. I'm real, like, I don't think 2 more mutas are worth more than Baneling speed. I'm really concerned for Reynor here. Cure's just clearing up creep there. He starts it. There are no Evo chambers, by the way. Like, and Reynor is supplied by. He's really going to have to lean on the Mutalisk. Cure, meanwhile, is done with 1-1. Reynor's only had 56 drones. This is almost like a 3-base all-in, but he's building Evo chambers now. It's like, it feels like Reynor wanted the Mutas to win the game somehow on their own, but that's probably not going to happen. I don't know. The Mutas are kind of just killing Rex, which is not the most valuable target. But the upgrade disadvantage, like, Cure is done with 1-1. And Reynor has not started his. Oh, like, Baneling speed will finish. The game's not going to end there, but Reynor, it has to be intentional. Now here come the Mutas. Gonna clear some of this up. But without Baneling speed, you don't really even have much of a hope of chasing off creep. Cure's gonna be able to handle that. Baneling speed is 6 seconds out. But you see the struggle here. There's a reason that ZERG has so many speed upgrades. Getting up close and personal, real intimate with your opponents is the most important thing for many units. Roach speed, Hydra speed, Baneling speed, Ultra speed, Overlord speed, and of course, Zergling speed. You have that many speed upgrades, they're kind of a priority. Finally, they're done, but 2-2's already on the way, Cure. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's what happens when Cure's dealing with speed banes on creep. With Mutas in his main, of course, that are just kind of killing a Rex. He's going to go to repair it, but I think Reynor will be happy to just kill SCVs, which is kind of what he came here for. Oh my god. That Widowmine did a little better. I don't know if we have Overseers on the field. There are 2. One of them's over here. The other one is overworked and underpaid, so it will take its sweet time coming towards these Widowmines. Oh yeah, Lurker speed! Lurker speed! But never Queen speed. Shut Brenda! Remember when we could fly? Overlord speed done. 1-1 is done, but Cure's like 5 seconds off 2-2. Okay, 15. But this is a huge upgrade advantage. A supply advantage. There's a lot of advantages. Reynor has 5 hatcheries, though. He's got 84 drones. He's held on here. And Drilling Claw's surprisingly late for the Korean Terran. Like, usually he's on top of that. But Drilling Claws, without Drilling Claws as quickly, he still has a chance to get jumped before the Widowmine's barrel. But Reynor is struggling to put enough units out there. He's got 17 Mutas. But then on the other side of the map, they might be able to snipe the Drilling Claws. A great spread out of Cure. And remember, those are 2-2 Marines. If they don't die, they're easily going to get healed up. They're remarkably cost-effective. The Mutas driven back by a Thor. The Banelings roll through. But Reynor doesn't really have the larva. He doesn't have a macro hedge. And his queens are both trying to creep, spread, and inject. They're overworked as well. Reynor right now is struggling to spend his money, as he doesn't have larva, because he doesn't have hatcheries, because he's been on the back foot most of the game. He's at 171 supply against Cure, who has 3-3 on the way. The Hive for Reynor does not exist. The Infestation Pit does not exist. This is looking like a Heart of the Swarm game. A Heart of the Swarm game. Great. No, we'll get there. What is it? Starts with a G. 2G. No, not 2Gs. Game. Where you got Widowmines, you got a Terran hitting 3-3 against a Mutiling Bane composition. Until there's a Hive, The Terran will just be more cost-effective, and the only way to sustain that as a ZERG, the only way is through a significantly superior economy. Like, not just one more base, but we're talking like 20 more workers, 5, 6 hatcheries, and right now Reynor doesn't have that. He's got to keep trying to roll into this army that has a medevacs for all policy. The mutas are trying to do some sort of pseudo-base trade. Will chase down an orbital command, but Kira's still standing his ground on the 4th. And right now, that Reynor can't really afford to retreat. A few drones are going to fall. 140 supply. The mutas are still doing damage, but you're not going to beat this army with just mutas. He's going to try, though. A handful. The Overseer draws out a Widowmine. Actually, okay, you know what? I didn't see how few army he had left. You know what I meant. Meanwhile, though, Cure has... Oh, that was his 4th. He lost his 3rd. Wait. Yeah. He lost his 3rd, which is kind of awkward. But Reynor's still struggling to hold on to his 4th. And Cure has another comfortable base. Right now, Reynor's caught between a rock and a hard place. The Thor just busting through. The Widowmine's continually cooling down. The Muta's harassing SCVs, getting meaningful damage now. But Reynor forced to retreat the wrong way with his drones. The Home Depots are being destroyed by Mutas, but the hatchery is down. And the drones are exposed. They've kind of given away another base. Targets another Widowmine, but... all of these drones, oh my god, 11 drones going down, and he can't afford to lose this economy. There's no hive. It's an inevitable march towards defeat unless Reynor is able to do something now. He needs something now, not tomorrow, not 3 minutes from now. He will be dead 3 minutes from now if this keeps trending this direction. And honestly, I don't know where Reynor's supposed to find that victory. What is he going to do? Burrow Banes aren't going to solve it, and he doesn't have Burrow. The upgrades are bad. The Mutas... like, Mutas can't do everything. Another Queen dies. An Overseer sniped off, which means he can't even see the other Widowmines. He's just going to fight the Marines. But the hatchery dies. Reynor back to 4 hatches. He has 1 Queen. He's going Mutiling Bane. He doesn't have the larva, which is the most valuable resource right now. 600 APM won't save you if you can't build enough units. $66 drones is not a booming economy. Cure's maxed out. He's starting to bank money. He's going to start building extra command centers, locking down his bases, probably high-sec auto-tracking and Neil Steel armor. Reynor doesn't have an infestation pit. He doesn't have a hive. I am not sure now that Cure is able to consolidate his forces. He knows where the Mutas are, so we can determine the best place to attack. What is Reynor supposed to do? How do you win a fight with a larger army with better upgrades on both sides? Still no infestation pit. Still no hive. Still not max. Goes for the Thor. Cleans this up, but for every step forward he takes, he's got to take every single step back. Baneling Nest is dead. No more Banelings produced for quite a while. The Thor's magic boxing in, spreading the Mutas. Gonna try to clean it up. But 11 drones have already died. The Mutas will clean up the attack. But Reynor, Cure can afford these trades. He's still got the economy to replace them. Reynor had the income advantage for a while after sniping the 3rd, but now down to 50 drones. He's cleaning up the stragglers here, but a Widowmine saunters into the 4th and dunks itself down. Cure's back to the Minecraft, and it's going well for him. Oh no. I don't... It's still more of the same. More of Reynor holding on. Grasping with whatever sort of appendages that he can put on the field to whatever he has left. But Cure is playing it safe. Another mine drop. 34 drones. That is not enough drones. That is just not enough. Reynor has been bleeding out. He's patched it up. He's staggered back to his feet, and then he gets hit again. He can chase as many medevacs as he wants. Cure still has the economy to produce them. He can kill as many Marines as step onto the creep. There will be twice as many off of it. He can take out individual mines that are being produced 2 at a time. But by and large, he does not have the units, the upgrades, or the supply he needs. He'll fight another battle, but he'll lose the war. Cure, 3-2! Cure was the better player. From game 1 through game 5. He got a rough draw on the Proxy Racks game. He was outplayed on Death Aura, but overall, Zergs just don't seem to have a grasp on Cure. They try to grasp at him, but then they realize they should have been grasping below the ground for the burrowed mines the whole time. Cure. I look forward to the next day you disappoint me, because today was exciting as well. Hopefully you enjoyed this King of Battles Team Alpha X King of Battles match. Check them out on the tweeters, where they will post all their exciting thousands of dollars tournament. Wow, that was a weird way to say it. King of Battles, $30,000. The biggest tournament of the year that isn't part directly of the Pro Tour, though it is worth a whole lot of ESL points. Just look up the ESL site for more on that. I'm not going to go into detail on that. But thank you, Team Alpha X. Thank you to the players. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed whatever this meandering cast was. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, check out those videos as well, because I bet they're pretty good. You're like, well, Loco already did that series. Well, guess what? Loco wasn't first. Team Alpha X was first. So follow them, follow me, and follow your heart. Thank you for watching. Good luck, and have fun.